What's up, guys? While here in Iceland, I did a video to get you to play over a 12-bar blues, and I started it step by step. So it goes from just playing over the 1 to the 4, and then playing over the 1 to the 5 chord, and then eventually getting through the whole 1, 4, 5, 12-bar blues. Now, two things that I want you to think about. Number one, if you don't know the theory behind it, the numerics behind it, and you keep hearing the third of the 5 chord or whatever, don't worry. I show you what fret to play in an A pentatonic. So, and I am tuned down half step. So that's number one, just worry about playing the notes. Number two, I apologize, the first part of this video has some wind noise. I really do apologize. All right, guys, enjoy it. If you do have a question, feel free to ask.
What's up, guys? I'm out here on a beautiful horse farm in the middle of Iceland, and I want to continue with playing over the changes on a pentatonic. So I always just stick to the A just to make it easy for now, and anything can be moved to any position in the pentatonic. But instead of doing the 12-bar blues, I just want to focus on a 1-4. So an A7 to a D7. All right, so if you're in a jam situation, A7 to D7, all right, you're going to want to go for that pentatonic, obviously. Now, something a lot of players are going to start doing is just not that I think that that's bad or there's anything wrong with that, but I think focusing a little bit more on the changes and playing over each chord is what's going to put your playing into the next level. So when you're doing this, I'm going to scoot over just a little bit, kind of block the scenery, apologize. But so when you're playing over that A, that A7, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pentatonic, we're going to take the notes that aren't in that pentatonic that are in each one of those chords. So the major, because it's a minor pentatonic, and that dominant 7 chord does have a major 3rd in it, I want you to hit that note. So now we're the 6th fret, the 3rd string, and I like always doing it like a slide or a hammer on up to it for that A7. So if you have this, that's our A7. I'll lick like so. Just down the pentatonic when you get to the 5th fret, hammer on the 6th, and end on our tonic note. All right, so that is just going to spark out that. All right, and now I want to do the same thing. Let's go over to our D7. All right, our D7. So what note is not in our minor pentatonic for the D7? That's 7th fret, which wasn't another video. I did the 7th fret here of the 2nd string. That is our 3rd chord tone in our 4th chord in our D7. So same thing, I like hitting that over the D, and even sliding into it kind of gives it, might give it a little bit more, depending on your style, a little bit more bluesy country feel. All right, so if we're taking just those two concepts, we now have this. If I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, that'll kind of be my backing track. Now if I play over the changes, right, just that is going to give you that feeling of the 4th. Now this, starting with the pentatonic and starting with blues, and kind of a little funk style, whatever it is, just using the solos, a lot of people will neglect and just focus on pentatonic licks without playing over the chords. So I really want you guys to focus on those, and at the end of this video I'll just go over a few licks that you can use, obviously. And of course, our root note, so that's our A, that's our A, and that's our A. So everyone always kind of goes back to those, which is fine, that's our home base out of the pentatonic. But if you're on this D chord, yes, that A works, right, but playing the D, which is right there, the 7th fret of our 3rd string, landing on that to sum up our D7 chord also sounds really good, and this is very mature playing. So now you have all right, so you're just playing a little bit differently over each one of those chords. Now a lot of people do start this by kind of playing, you know, sliding up to that position. I don't like doing that because it takes, that just kind of parallels the licks, and this is how you can play over each chord without having to change those positions and still using some of the notes that are only in this pentatonic that aren't in this pentatonic. So this is very mature playing that I want some of you pentatonic players to start doing. I'm going to show you a few licks to do this. So my favorite, of course, and I'm going to do the lick like I did before over the whole pentatonic. So I'm over here in the 5th fret, down the pentatonic, that hammer on, that's our 3rd, and down here, that's great for that A chord, or just going. So I'm starting right here on the 5th string, up the pentatonic, and then hitting that 3rd, going right in. So just fool around with some of those. Now some of my other favorite ones are starting on the tonic of the pentatonic and going up. Now when I get to the 2nd string, hammer on, and that's for our 4th chord. All right, now same deal, go up the pentatonic, hammer on, just give that 8th a little bend. All right, so just start there, and I really hope this video does work. I'm doing it out here in the freaking freezing cold in Iceland, but it's got a lot of good stuff there, and we'll move on into adding the 5th chord and doing an actual 12-bar blues, but I just want you to focus on that. Give yourself a little backing track. If you are following along, I am tuned down a half step, but just give yourself a little backing track if you can record yourself playing. Give yourself time with this, so don't just do 1 measure each. All right, do 4 full measures if you need to, or slow the tempo down so you can really get to playing. All right, guys, this is gonna be part 2. I'm here in Iceland, beautiful Skofoss, and if you did the last video and you're getting used to playing over the 1 and the 4, now what I want to do is I want to take the same concept and do the 1 to the 5 chord. All right, and we're just still staying on E. If you're following along, I am 2 to half step down. Also, my fingers are freezing, and I just want them to fall, so I'm wet. So please, if I get a few of those notes, don't kill me on that. So now, when we move to the 5 chord, now my favorite note to start my students on is, if we're playing our pentatonic, that 7th fret of the bottom string, all right, that is going to break out of our pentatonic and highlight the 5 chord. All right, so just start there. So some of my favorite licks, or even if you start on the tonic, you just go right up and hit that right when the 5 chord changes, and even give it a little bend back to the 1. All right, anything, I mean, there's so many licks that work. If you move up to the 2nd position, all right, so I could give you even more licks, but that's really just going to cover the basics of utilizing that note for the 5 chord. Now, when it starts getting a little trickier is if we use the 3rd chord tone of our 5 chord, of our E7, it's going to be 1 note behind our tonic. This really breaks out of our pentatonic scale, and that gets a little trickier to use. But if you listen, if you use your ear, 1 note behind the tonic. So see if you can add that note and that note, this note as well. Also this one and this one, the major 7 basically in our pentatonic scale. So those are going to really highlight the 5 chord. Now, same thing, record yourself doing a backing track. I would recommend giving yourself a good 2 measures and then switching. So you'll get something like this. To really set in that, and then now when you're doing those, that major 7 and that 2 or 2 tone, that's going to really break out of the blues sound. So it's going to give you a completely different sound, and it kind of gives a harmonic minor sound. So just keep that in mind, but use it. This is really going to, like I said, it's going to really mature your playing, and it's going to catch a lot of other guitar people. So if you're in a jam session or just generally playing, it's just going to really spark the attention of people, because you're not just playing the same licks over different chords. All right, try that, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, part 3
Still here in Iceland. I'm now on the black sand beach. This is absolutely gorgeous. If we take everything that we did and now we put it into the 12-bar blues. All right, I'm just going to show you. So if we're in A, so we'll have like our turnaround. So a few licks playing the third of the A. That was our switch to the 4, back to the 1. So if you caught just at the end, when I was playing there, that was our 5 chord. So now I want you to use your ear. I'm going to play the same style. Use your ear and see if you can hear when each one of those chords is changing. So we have. So that is now going to be applied. That's the application of everything that we've done. You know, those little slides up into the. It's like my favorite lick for that 4 is sliding into that third chord tone that we were talking about, and then going right down for the 1. All right, so now it's a moving in and out of those breaks. So you're not just playing the same pentatonic licks over the 1-4-5 progression. So now you're going to be able to move. If you focus on going from the 1 to the 4, just getting used to those 4 changes, going from the 1 to the 5, getting used to the 5 changes, and then going in and out of those is going to make your playing so much more mature, guys. Good luck. I hope this video did you well, and I'll see you next time.